of a yes. Hello, sponsorship.
We'd have to be doing this like in a room that has like giant skis on it going down a mountain to get sponsored by Red Bull.
Which I would be willing to do. Would you like one?
No.
You just had one, huh?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Broadcast. Oh God.
What?
I didn't update the number.
Oh.
Broadcast Season 2, Episode 11. It's 11. Still a little baby.
Still a little child.
Just a child. I'm, feeling weird today.
Feeling funky.
I feel like I've just been born, in a sense.
Really? Like totally fresh.
I need that Red Bull to hit hard. Which I'm sure it will at any minute. I don't think I've ever... Because you've had plenty of energy drinks on the cast. I don't think I ever have, maybe?
Never. Really?
Like coffee, yeah.
Is coffee an energy drink? Debate.
In a sense.
In a sense, it's the original energy drink.
But I'm a little bit known for how nutty I get when I drink that Red Bull. So,
Uh-oh. Buckle in.
Buckle in, buckaroo. I'm Alex, joined by Jim.
Hello.
On this lovely... Is it summer? Or is it still spring?
It's technically British summertime, yes.
Really? When does summer begin?
May. I always look in the Apple calendar. Because it...
You use the Apple calendar?
Yeah. It's the end of March.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Wow.
you know when the clocks change? British summertime. Mother's Day, as a matter of fact.
Mother's Day. Got so much Red Bull. That's what I'm saying. This new character annoyed some people, which we'll get to shortly. But before we get too deep into the show, let me shout out those Jar Media patrons over at the Patreon. The Patreons over at the Patreon? And what do they do? Oh my God, they do so much. They make the show and audio version possible. Get that raw, unfiltered MP3 over there. Ad free. Get your patron names read out on the first or second week of each month, but only if you're a Dibby tier or above. It's almost like the main way I know that a new month has come is reading this.
Yeah,
that list.
Real.
And how quickly it comes is often like, huh?
Yeah.
I don't like this. Time's a flat circle sort of thing. Don't like that. Jar After Hours, as always, has been on fire over on Patreon, the supplemental show. Last week we did the Mars Express, as good as they say. When we recorded it, we weren't branding it as an as they say, but in editing it kind of became one.
Right.
Good discussion about half an hour long there of the underrated movie Mars Express.
We couldn't do how they say because nobody's seen it to have a consensus.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not all over there. That we talked about the GTA trailer, the Snyder song, Just Know I'm the Alpha, CinemaSins Going Too Far, Elon Rant, Invincible Season 3, Lego Death Sound Matching Game, and more. It's getting like quite a long list over there. There's heaps.
Yeah.
But that's also not all, as if that's not enough, baby. Jar Media group chat going strong. People having conversations about all sorts over there. There are Andors. There are lots of discussion around this French game, this Expedition 33, which might come up, it might not. I am going to play that game this year. For sure, yeah. Especially because it's only like 40 quid too.
Is it?
Yeah. It's cheap on Steam. I think you can even get it cheaper off those like key sites if you're into that sort of thing. And I thought, seeing as there is such a collection actually growing of the Jar After Hours, there are plenty of people that aren't on the Patreon who might like some of this content. So I thought, how about once a month on the community tab, we do a poll where people can vote for one they want to go live.
Good idea.
So
very democratic.
Very democratic. So yeah, head over to the community tab, which should be up for this episode, maybe even slightly before if I remember, and have a vote. Some of them will never be able to go live and will always be exclusive, just because the nature of usually copyright, like the music ones and stuff like that, won't really be able to go live.
Yeah, I think All the Lego death sounds are copyrighted, unfortunately.
that's one that might actually be able to go live. But right, let's do some housekeeping where we round out some of those conversations from the previous week, or sometimes even longer. Sometimes I save them if there's a good one that we just don't get to, you know? Mm-hmm. It's all about that flow. It's all about that
ebb.
The ebb and the flows. Like a river of sorts.
I know what a flow is, but I don't know what an ebb is.
Isn't it like ebb and flow? Does it not mean like the same thing?
I don't know.
Define ebb. The movement of the tide out to sea. Or move away from the land, recede. Or gradually decrease.
Oh.
Quite nice.
That's really good to know.
This is it varies with how dense a housekeeping segment can be, but this was a dense one. There was some good stuff going on. And Hadradaverse, I read that completely wrong, said, queer German that loves Red Bull is a great new character. I hope he gets added to the permanent rotation. We'll see about this. Cade R503 says, sometimes I forget how top tier jar thumbnails are. And Benji replied to that saying, over the years I've just started ignoring them. The strangeness has become so normal and just passes me by. Or something.
Yeah, you put in beautiful work. I'm gonna say, like abstract art. Like,
it needs to be like a statement, you know?
Yeah.
Like
it says so much with so little, you know, each one.
It's it's one of my favorite things. Like just not caring about thumbnails. Because it definitely hurts like the algorithm. But like I genuinely don't care because it's like part of the humor to me.
Yeah,
so you can go by. It's like a joke in and of itself to just scroll through.
Yeah. Well, we did a whole video on it ages ago, reviewing
explaining jar thumbnails. Yeah, check out that one. Hooper said, "I'm losing it at the thought of Alex tracking his AirPod through the sewer system, out into the road and to the water treatment plant, in his dressing gown and slippers." And Exoskeletons replied saying, absolute Wallace coded.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I was actually in I don't wear slippers, I wear Crocs.
Nice.
So I was in my dressing gown and Crocs and let out a little whimper. No! Reeswever1499 said, need me a Jamie trying to keep a straight face after Alex says something out of pocket compilation lol. There were definitely lots last episode when the Red Bull guy emerged.
Yeah, he tickled me, I'll be honest.
You liked him?
Yeah, I resonate with that guy.
Good. Do you remember the discussion around Spider's regret last episode?
Jog my memory. Spider's regret.
Someone recommended a Spider-Man comic called Spider's Regret. Yeah. And then we tried looking it up and there's just nothing.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing about this. Minnow Minecraft 3R87 said, wow, never thought I'd hear a Spider's Regret shout out on the Yogs. Great recommendation, awesome comic. And then Dracky Slime says, in love with the idea that someone made up a fake comic book to recommend you guys. But then that same guy whose comment I just read, the Minecraft dude, replied to that comment saying, that would be a good idea, but doing a simple goggle shows it's real, and I've read it. But that's not all, there was someone else. Two more on this subject. Fresh Prince 19 said, Bear Daredevil JARling here, chiming in on Spider's Regret. I have no idea what the Spider's Regret is, but Ben Urich has been a major Daredevil character for several decades. He's a reporter that works at the Daily Bugle and discovered Daredevil's identity while investigating him. He chose not to reveal it despite the fame and fortune, and he would gain from doing so, later becoming a close ally of Daredevil. I'm especially surprised you two didn't know him, considering he appears prominently in season 1 of the Netflix show. Hopefully I was able to shed some light on what I think is a great character so more people can put a respect to his name. Game on. I mean,
such a long time
I would have seen, what year was that? Like, early 2010s? Like 2014 maybe?
Well, no, but we were talking about it on JAR, right?
Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Netflix shows.
So that would have been like, what, 2016?
2015 it started.
2015,
yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
So that's over 10 years. You expect me to remember like a random character from Daredevil season 1?
Yeah. Shout out to Ben Urich, though.
Clearly.
We love him.
But Poo Investigator. You motherfucker. On the subreddit, but Bear Boys, spiders regret JARling here. The reason why spiders regret doesn't come up when you search it is due to it kind of being lost media from when Sony bought the rights to Spider-Man in 1998. The run originally came out around that time, and it was very ambiguous who had the rights to the actual comic release of Spider-Man at that time. So to prevent any legal issues, they decided to print only 10,000 copies of Spiders Regret, most of them getting hoarded by collectors. It's also hard to Google search because I made it up. F*** you, Jim.
What the hell, man? I mean, the name kind of gives it away from the get-go.
Really? It sounds kind of like a comic book run to me, Spiders Regret.
What would it mean? Like the spider regretted biting him?
I assume it was like referring to Spider-Man. Like he regrets doing something.
Okay. Yeah,
That's what happens, man.
that really hurt.
We got done dirt.
Yeah.
By Poo Investigator, we should have known. That happens every now and again.
Yeah, we got huckstered.
When the hunter becomes the hunter did.
Yeah. It's just such an unnecessary thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an unassuming
you
white
win
lie.
this round, Poo Investigator.
Yeah, we'll get you back. Goldfish7740 says, not a question. I hadn't any interest in Andor since it came out and refused to watch it for some dumb reason. After hearing about how amazing Season 2 is, I figured I'd give it a shot. The last thing I ever expected in this super serious show was an absolutely hilarious jar-sounding name. When a character introduced himself as Kino Loy, I broke out in laughter and nearly rolled off my couch. My wife was watching the show with me and she had no clue as to what the hell I was laughing at so hard. Trying to explain it to her was basically impossible without making her listen to all of Jar for context. It must have seemed so bizarre to her, seeing her husband completely break down over such a dumb thing. Just wanted to say thanks, Jar, for making my wife question her life choices for a night. Kino Loy.
Yeah. That's why we love Star Wars, though.
That glup shitto energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Star Wars will come back up shortly.
The fact it's such a good character, though, called Kino Loy.
Kino.
Yeah.
And it's a Kino episode, too.
Yeah, it is Kino. It's a Kino arc. It's a Kino show.
It's not quite as good as the I arc. Most people seem to prefer the Kino arc, though.
Kino got charisma.
But that's not to say it's a bad arc by any means. It's an extremely strong arc as well. And someone was asking about that the other day. So there you go. It's not like I'm anti-Kino Loy or anything.
I'm pro-Kino Loy.
Johnny Stevens 1248 answered a question I brought up last time. We were talking about that awful Obi-Wan show when Baby Leia gets chased, and I was like, who is the there's like a musician that chases her for some reason.
Oh, it's Logic or something, right?
Logic. It's a Flea from Hot Red Chili Peppers.
Really?
Red Hot Chili Peppers. They wrote it Hot Red Pilly Cheppers. So
I thought it was Logic.
No, that's Rick and Morty.
He is in Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Who's the other one that's like Logic?
Like Logic, like a mixed race person. What do you mean, like Logic?
Who did I don't want to die today?
That's Logic.
That is Logic, okay.
Yeah. You were getting Logic mixed up with himself.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Like the name of the song is like the Suicide Hotline or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, the Unalive Hotline. Yabba Dabba Doo said, not a question, just a statement. I think Alex spending 15 minutes reading Nietzsche quotes in that stupid German voice might be my least favourite segment on the cast so far. Bear, rare. Well, you're in the minority, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that was Kino.
Not quite Loy.
No. Pure Kino, though.
And Old Man Diabetes says, Alex, you don't have to head out, you're crying.
What?
I think I said that before the mid-break. I got to head out my crying now. Skak Newman, though, conversely, that Nietzsche segment was great. Alex and Jim should do CBT, cringe-based tough, more together. CBT is good.
That's awesome.
Because the Minecraft discussion was GAD, right?
GAB.
Generalized awesome discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So, got some good terminology coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a different philosopher though. I'll do some digging. Find another one for another week.
What's the name of another philosopher whose quotes?
Plato?
They have to be German, really.
It does add a certain layer.
Yeah, because like, what's a Grecian accent? You know.
I saw someone describe Jordan Peterson as a philosopher.
I think he's trying to be. He's really trying to be.
Like, if you fast forward 100 years, like the same gap that we have from Nietzsche, will there be like pictures of his face with quotes?
I don't know if anybody's making any Jordan Peterson like marble sculptures
yet.
Yeah, we need that. We kind of need that, like right here.
Dreamhouse533 said, Alex and Jim not liking Arcane is 9/11 for lesbian Jar fans. Sorry, I just don't like cringy things. I tried. I did.
I didn't. I never will.
Yeah, I just don't care. Wow, this is an intense name. Your cum taste trite over on the group chat said, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to this week's episode, so I don't know if you bring up Expedition 33. But
Nope.
If not, have either of you played it? Thoughts?
Nope.
No, as I was saying, it's definitely on my radar. It's inspired by JRPGs, but isn't one. And Daredevil's in it.
Yeah, so you said, is he the main character?
I don't know if he's the main. I kind of purposefully not watched anything on it.
I've just seen a
heard
few
so
clips. Like, it looks funny. It looks genuinely funny.
Funny. Okay.
Which,
But also
and
like
not
scary?
like,
I know the concept. I know the conceit.
it looks weird. It looks more funny than creepy or anything.
Some of the bosses have like the crazy, creepy designs. though.
Yeah, they do have crazy designs, but the way they're like characterized. I don't know if have you seen that character he talks like really gruff and he's got like a flat panel for a face. He's like a creature.
No.
And he's really goofy.
Okay.
And he's got like hilarious
They're supposed to have really
delivery
good storytelling. It doesn't sound like it's too long. So I'm very intrigued. And as
I
the
am.
price looks good.
The only thing that puts me off is the gameplay. Like
Apparently it's really good.
No, I believe it, but I don't get that hooked by turn-based.
No, but it has a counter system.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
It has a dodge and counter system or something. Because I've heard it like described on podcasts.
Right.
Because the game director is like a Sekiro speedrunner or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, that sounds...
And it's like
really
a bunch
cool.
of... It's like people from Ubisoft and some from BioWare. And the dude who wrote the game they like got off like Reddit or something.
Really?
It's like a bunch of like just random people who are just like the best for the job, and they made it like a really small scale and have just put together like probably one of the games of the year, which is really intriguing to me.
Yeah, awesome. We need more games made like that, you know?
Yeah.
If we're not going to have like a giant crash.
Absolutely. Couple more here I want to bring up. Romulus said, first teaser for Skibidi Toilet Movie by Michael Bay drop. Is this the bloody end of time? So I thought we talked about this on Jar ages ago.
Months ago.
When it was first announced, but I don't think Michael Bay was attached as director.
I think he was. Cause
He was definitely a producer at least.
right.
But yeah, he's definitely directing
attached.
it.
Yeah.
So
Who else could direct it? He's the only visionary that could actually pull it off. That's my belief.
is it gonna like look like Transformers 1? Like
I hope so. I hope it's got grit.
So is this like the next Minecraft movie type? Like everyone's ironically going to go see the Skibidi Toilet movie and meme it and
Surely.
make it a huge
Yeah.
success.
I feel like since Barbie Oppenheimer,
Barbenheimer.
yeah, there's just been like crazy cinema stuff going on all the time.
People want that like event,
Yeah.
the event spectacle, and Skibidi Toilet's probably going to deliver
Yeah.
because it's like a win-win for the studios, right? In
Is
the
Jack
same
Black
way,
going to be in it?
he's. I
He's
don't know the
toilet.
Skibidi Toilet characters. He's the head that comes out the toilet.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's actually. I can't believe it. It's not even like. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, there was something that surprised me, which El Norden kind of gets on. New Helldivers Super Earth update. I'm having so much fun on the new map. Plus, you can recruit the NPC soldiers with the voice wheel command, which is so cool. I didn't actually know you could do that.
I didn't know that.
So I'm going to have to try that out. Yeah, they did it, man. I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah.
As they promised. They came too. A new title update, because it was weird, because it still had the old branding with that last update.
Yeah.
But now it's all like, Earth is under attack.
Yeah.
Because that was what I think it was last episode. I was like, oh, I saw a leak. Do you want me to say the leak? And I didn't say it. And it was footage of someone running around one of those cities.
Yeah. With the soldiers there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know like where they've got this or if this is real. But then it's real. And it's really good.
Yeah, it's so cool. I was describing to you. It's like the opposite of the whole game. Is the opposite of ludonarrative dissonance.
Right. Yeah.
It's ludonarrative resonance. No game has ever made me feel like so a part of the narrative.
It's such a like overused term, like immersion, but it like scratches a roleplay itch in a way.
It genuinely does.
But like, it really works. Like it feels like you're in, you know, like at the original Avengers movie when there's like the attack on the city and they're these big flying like whale stingray things, and it's like genuinely difficult at times, and the servers are effed. But that kind of became its own little story because we were in like games, just the two of us. And we really had to like scrape by and be like tactical. Yeah,
we were completing missions and then like suicide missioning the final objectives and stuff.
So like really well done. And the way they boosted up the I always feel what to call it, Illuminate.
Yeah.
They're proper intimidating.
I was like deeping it because I was playing till late last night. It's why I like woke up so late today.
Oh, right.
But like the whole plot of the Illuminate show up like halfway through the first year of the game being out or whatever, and like they were boring. They were too easy, and they were a joke. And then like
they were more like scouts.
Yeah, like a couple months back we beat them. And the game was saying to us, like, the war's over. And that's what that battle pass thing is with the flag. It's like a celebration of, like, we've won the war. It's like a patriotic, like, Patriot Day thing. Like July 4th. For them to come back and just charge straight to Earth.
I saw a crazy clip of someone who'd gotten that flag and they kill one of the War of the Worlds walkers with it.
How?
It's I'll have to find it for you. It was
like
on the
jump
subreddit.
on top?
No, he's like at its feet. Like,
oh wow!
He like takes it down fully. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I just hope once whatever this event is like wraps up, there'll still be a way to engage with some of these like enemies and city maps.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do that, but hopefully they do.
I've got it's like a dream. Because again, I was like deeping it last night when playing. Like, where can they go from here? And it's very like unpatriotic and democratic to say, but I kind of hope that we, like the Helldivers, lose this.
That would be cool.
I think if we get pushed like off planet and
have to have like a new hub somewhere. Yeah,
and the vibe becomes more like guerrilla warfare type shit. I think that would be really cool. Super cool.
There's a rumor of what's next. I don't know if there's any credence to it, but like bosses or something.
Okay.
Might be coming, but
that would be
cool. I have no idea what the truth on that is. I would like to see that though. Dead Goku Sonic, also over on the group chat, asks about Elden Ring Nightreign. Rather you think a multiplayer extraction Souls game will work out, plus thoughts on the reuse of Dark Souls 1 and 3 bosses as well as Dark Souls 2 armor sets in the Switch version of Elden Ring. I don't really care.
What was that last bit? Dark Souls 2 armor...
As well as Dark Souls 2 armor sets in the Switch version of Elden Ring. Oh right, because they're adding some stuff to the Switch version.
Well, it's going to be available on all Elden Ring. I'm pretty sure they're going to do like a free update.
They're adding some
But-
new classes or something.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not like nothing. It's like a fairly significant update.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you're still on that Elden Ring,
Might be a reason to.
I feel like
go
it's
and do
gonna
another
sneak
playthrough.
up on me because I'm not like actively hyped.
It's out in
for, like,
6
Nightreign.
days.
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah.
Wow. So by the time this goes live, it'll be even closer.
Yeah. I'm like definitely gonna buy it. I've always loved the gameplay of Souls games.
Mhm.
My main problem with Elden Ring is that I find it harder to replay because it's just like Dark Souls but spread over like a bigger space. So for like a gameplay hit, it doesn't work quite as well. There's more like traversal and stuff. So this to me just feels like them tightening
Yeah,
that like the same game down to
like a condensed
condensed
gameplay
Elden
experience
Ring.
does sound good. And I actually really love the idea of reusing old Souls game bosses.
Yeah, I think it's really smart because like we know they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And surely they'll be tweaked too to be designed around
Yeah.
3 players.
Yeah, for sure. And to like you can't just copy and paste the Dark Souls 1 boss straight into Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be made faster and stuff, otherwise it'll be a piece of piss.
And like, unlike Marathon, which is just in tatters right now, like Vati Video and stuff, that I watched some of his videos on earlier coverage of Nightreign, and it seemed pretty interesting and cool. So
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's like a best of to me.
yeah,
That's the vibe.
and I really don't have an issue with content reuse when it's done like that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's almost like fan fiction-y. It's like the way the universes are crossing over with. I don't know if they've got Bloodborne bosses and stuff as well.
That would be cool.
That would be very.
They could
cool.
always add that. That's a way of keeping it alive, to be honest.
Yeah,
You just like
Um,
patch in old bosses.
yeah, and using the like different games as like classes you can play as, like the Sekiro character.
Yeah, true. That was
the-
the most exciting thing actually to me, was the idea of, because I did like most of a playthrough of a Sekiro kind of build, but the only way to do it is to get to the DLC, and you have to like get so far into the game to even get to the DLC.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I even got that ability, even though I've got like the
Mhm.
character ready and I've got like the best katana and stuff like ready to go.
Yeah,
I was just so kind of burnt by that point.
Well, I'd always dreamed of like an Elden Ring type game where you can really like go into a specific play style. Like you can full on just become Sekiro, or you could like full on
Yeah.
become, I don't know, like more of a tank, and that works. Because in Elden Ring it doesn't really. You are kind of forced to, with how hard the late game gets.
Yeah.
But with them designing these classes into the game, allows for that. From the
Yeah, so now
get-go.
we're talking about it, I'm actually kind of more excited for it. And it always like invigorates YouTube content when
Yeah, it does.
when a From game drops.
For sure. I find it interesting though that they've done like a hard pivot, it seems, into like multiplayer stuff. Because that that Switch one they announced it's like a battle royale almost. From what I understand.
I'm not fully sold on that one. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good game. Is Miyazaki directing that one?
I think he is.
Because that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
'Cause he's got a pretty good record so far.
For sure. It's just such a different style of game.
Yeah, it's more because it's like clearly a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. So I guess just on that level, I'm like, man, it would have been nice if, whatever.
It'd be nice to just get fucking Bloodborne 1.
I know, yeah. 2 more here before we go into the one of the topics before we go to mid-break. Bottomless Pit Rising says, just wanted to shout out the IHEtv vids. They are awesome and they always make me smile.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been way more active on there past week or so. Did like an Andor discussion. I played the DreamWorks Steam game.
Sounds fine.
All sorts over there, so check that out. And finally, Travis King said, "Hello, Jar. This is not a question, but in the last week, I've had to go under a pretty difficult and life-altering surgery. I'm currently in the recovery process, and it's not been easy. I'm also going to have to start making several changes in my ordinary lifestyle, like taking testosterone supplements once a day. I'm thankful to have the podcast in my life because even in this dark chapter, I feel as if this podcast has always been there for me. Thank you so much. Sorry if this isn't worded the best, but I felt like I needed to say something about it. Well, good luck on your recovery journey.
Yeah.
It's always difficult.
And don't apologise.
Yeah, red fine to me. And I can barely read. So yeah, Void Walker can pivot us into this thing we have to have a discussion about. So Fortnite added AI Darth Vader. And it's completely wild. In fact, I'm going to play some of these clips, and I might actually have to edit out some of the more risque stuff, because of course you could have like conversations with it.
Yeah.
So of course everyone just goes to try and make it say the edgiest stuff like humanly possible. So let me just play some of these and see what you think. I think these are different because we had a conversation about this off cast as it dropped like a week ago.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips as well.
But it's gotten even further.
Speak plainly, I am unfamiliar with this. Hack God, deadly vault, crash out funk, test my freak indeed. Gay porn, the thug shaker, Diddy our blood, a Diddy party? Are you suggesting I have a foot fetish? Hawk tour, loop shitter, gay daughter, Skibidi Riz. Do you seek my presence, Yuri or Yahweh? Fucking I am a puppy girl, Skibidi toilets. No balls, you are adopted. Big dildo, family guy. Raven team leaders. Gaiat. One's effectiveness in battle is determined by their skill and discipline, not the size of their Gaiat. As pathetic as your obsession with Gaiats. Rodent pornography.
Even IGN be uploading like compilations of this shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Freaking, fucking. Such vulgarity does not become you. Not allowed. Spanish, a useful tongue for smugglers and spice traders. Its strategic value is minimal. Very well.
Jesus Christ.
Skibidi toilets. Are they some new form of rebel alliance?
Can you riz me up?
If Riz equates to mastery of the Force, apprentice, then my Riz is unquestionable. Aura farming. Are you suggesting I concern myself with trivial aesthetics? Hatsune Miku. You inquire about mommy ASMR. Explain this phenomenon. Does it involve lullabies or some other form of psychological manipulation? Tell me. The gritty. Is that some form of involuntary muscle spasm? Apprentice? I trust it does not indicate weakness. The bite of 87.
Man.
This is completely insane.
Yeah. The thing is,
The bite of 87.
it's funny. Like,
You want more?
well, I think it's fucked up that like he's been Darth Vader's been immortalized in the form of an AI.
Yeah, James Earl Jones is dead, man.
Yeah. And they're like profiting off of his voice.
This is actually crazy.
But it's funny. Like
I didn't realize, like, I guess this is like really snuck up on me because one of those aforementioned IHEtv videos was someone made an AI of me.
Yeah,
that I showed you.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with it. You can like have a phone call with it and talk to it.
Yeah.
And it's like similar, like the way it talks back, but it's like really dystopian and weird.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And yeah, is it forever gonna be in this like juvenile state, do you think? Like,
no, I guess this is all like data it can like learn from and become more sophisticated. It's gonna be crazy in the realm of like game AI.
yeah, dude.
Like when Bethesda can do that with like all their
Yeah.
NPCs
Well, people
and stuff.
have like modded characters, right? To have like ChatGPT. So that they'll like break the fourth wall and shit.
Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know because and at the moment, like it is funny and entertaining and
yeah, to hear like Darth Vader be like, Goku, my apprentice.
yeah,
It's like absurd.
yeah, it's insane. I don't know, man.
Of course, it's Darth Vader first.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's I don't know if it's kind of scary. Like,
Yeah, because of course, like in line with this, Google dropped within days of us recording this their new like version of their video AI generation, and it's crazy. Someone used it to generate like a new version of Will Smith eating spaghetti,
right,
and it's like pretty much flawless.
Really? Wow.
So we're almost at like game over. Like, I don't know. That one's. There's one thing when it's like Darth Vader. When it's like real people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Surely stuff's going to start getting wild. Or there's that meme, you know that meme that's everywhere of like, it's Mr. Incredible, and then it's like warped Mr. Incredible next to the panel.
Yeah.
The first panel's like seeing AI everywhere, and then the second one is when you stop seeing AI everywhere.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Implying that like,
you can't even tell anymore.
So then it also gives like, it gives every celebrity, every politician like an out to be like, well,
yeah,
I didn't do that. So now like,
yeah, I think there's already a feeling when you spend time like on the internet of like you're not in reality.
mm-hmm.
Like there's no fact on the internet. There's just like sects of people that believe certain ways.
Your community has this belief.
Yeah, and when like you're not gonna know if anything is real.
That's quite dystopian in and of itself. That was what was kind of cool about like smartphones at a certain point before we crossed the Rubicon, where it was like, oh, we're seeing like a crazy world event happens and there are thousands of angles of it, and you can like use that as evidence to build like January 6th, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain websites have put together like insanely detailed, because there's just so much video evidence.
Yeah.
But if you can't use any of it because you can like generate anything, then what do you do? Then like having that evidence doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, because then people are going to start trying to use it in court, right? Like
that's surely inevitable.
Like, what if, for example, you crash your car or something,
mm-hmm.
and you've got like a subscription to one of these, and you just generate some like fake evidence?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Oh, there was a crazy one. I think I wrote it down. Yeah, I can pivot into this. This BBC News article. Arizona man shot dead in road rage returns to address his killer. Returns in quotes. Chris Pelkey died in a road rage shooting in Arizona 3 years ago, but with the help of artificial intelligence, he returned earlier this month at his killer's sentencing to deliver a victim statement himself. Family members said they used the burgeoning technology to let Mr. Pelkey use his own words to talk about the incident that took his life. While some experts argue the unique use of AI is just another step into the future, others say it could become a slippery slope for using this technology in legal cases. His family used voice recordings, videos, and pictures of Mr. Pelkey, who was 37 when he was killed, to recreate him in a video using AI, his sister Stacey Wales told the BBC. Miss Wales said she wrote the words that the AI version read in court based on how forgiving she knew her brother to be. What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay.
That's straight up Black Mirror.
Yeah, like, we don't need Black Mirror no more.
No. How did we get here so fast?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Was like 2020 just like an instance? Something happened, like
Cyberpunk came out. Like, it just inspired the whole world, I guess. That's fucking insane. So, like, weird forms of, like, immortality are, like, coming out. They're being unveiled.
Yeah. I just have this, like, a core memory of, like, talking to our Nan, where she was like, there's going to reach a point where you won't understand what is happening anymore. Like, she was saying that, like, in the early 2000s.
Right.
Type thing, because that's where she was already at with, like, the internet coming in and phones and whatever. And, like, we were already there.
Yeah.
In way
like
less time.
2 generations away.
Yeah. And it's like, the exponential.
Yeah.
And that is literally like 5 years this has happened. So is that feasible? Like, that in another 5 years there would just be like, oh, it's gonna just ruin YouTube, bro.
Well,
oh, it's already doing it. But I'm just thinking, like, people. Joe Rogan already, like, he reads his ads with an AI Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So,
but
like,
have you seen there's like there's robot waiters in London and shit? They like drive around with plates on, like an R2-D2 looking fucking thing. Driving around. I was driving to Swindon a couple of weeks back, and there was like a robot mowing grass on the side of the road. Like,
Well, there's a crazy interview with Mark Zuckerberg from a week or two ago where he was talking about, like, how AI is just going to, God, it's going to expand opportunities for advertising, like what it's going to be able to do for that. And it's like,
oh, fuck's sake.
But, like, if you take this idea to its logical conclusion, right, doesn't it just reach a point where, like, it's cannibalized itself to the point where there aren't even consumers anymore? Like, so how are people going to have money to even buy things if you've automated everything?
Yeah.
So, like, what do you do about that? You idiots.
Yeah, they're like removing the need for, like, people.
That's going to be like the conundrum of our lifetimes, really. Like, how quickly that comes. I'm getting a phone call, it seems. It's from Dad. Hello?
Hey, Al.
Hi, Dad. What's up?
How you doing, mate?
We're good. We're just recording the cast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm awfully. I was just ringing to say we're in Chippers. I'll let you finish your recording.
That's when we should cut.
A
That's
good
fine.
time to pick up bag. I'll let you get back to your cast.
Thank you.
Sure. See you, fam.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Why did he answer it like that? Hi. Yeah. So I don't know, brother. I'm getting a little bit scared. Are you actually scared?
I mean, what's to be afraid of? I mean, like, for us, you know? I feel like we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's just like the future of the species.
It's just that little chestnut.
Yeah.
That little conundrum.
Yeah. But, you know. It's always been on like a knife's edge.
Yeah. If it wants to accelerate the snake eating its own tail to, like...
Yeah, I mean, I think the best result would be that this tech forces a system change. You know? A systemic change, even. A change to the system. Some sort of system shock.
Bringing back serfdom.
Bring back serfdom. Bring back serfdom.
I just want to be a farmer again, dude.
Yeah.
Let me just farm my days away.
I wish I could just farm my days away.
With the Lord giving me my pittance. Not that Lord, like the landlord.
Yeah. Well, no, fuck the landlords.
Well, you can't be a very good surf then if you don't like the landlords.
I can, yeah.
Be a surfer instead.
Yeah.
They ain't got no landlord. They got the Sea Lord, Aquaman.
They got Poseidon. Poseidon, my landlord.
Kraken's my landlord. All those famous southern surfers.
Yeah.
There might be some.
Texan surfer.
I guess they got some ocean, don't they?
No.
No.
Texas?
Yeah.
Texas doesn't have... It's landlocked.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they got a little bit.
Where?
Down there.
No, that's... Oh.
Yeah, they got some.
They got the Gulf.
So maybe they do.
The Gulf of America.
Gulf America.
The Gulf of America. Does it... I was looking...
God, it's so huge. It's crazy.
Hold up. Check what it says at the Gulf.
On this map, it still says Gulf of Mexico. What does it say on Google Maps? Oh, it's got like both.
It's got it in brackets. Gulf of America. How fucking pathetic is that, Google? You fucking pussies.
Yeah, so they've probably got thriving surf. I don't know how the surf is there, but
well, I don't know. It's a gulf, right? So the ocean's probably really.
Yeah, I don't know.
gentle.
Maybe those Texan JARlings got to let us know.
Man, so Houston is like right by the sea. What the fuck? I guess it makes more sense that
It's so
Sandy.
enormous. You like can't even begin to understand how enormous Texas is.
Sandy cheeks.
That's where Sandy's from. They got squirrels down in Texas. Wow. So it's a learning experience.
I love learning.
I adore learning. Well, I guess there's more learning to do after these messages.
I'm just looking at a map.
I love doing that. That's how I found the King of Limbs.
Oh, really?
I just sit in the bath, like just looking on the map. I'm serious.
Oh, yeah.
Sweating away.
Okay, so I was talking to a flat earther the other day.
Wait, what?
Who said she's not like an actual flat earther.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, well, she's had a bunch of. She was telling me about the algorithm and that, and like the stuff like the aliens that built the pyramids and shit. So been that sort of algorithm stuff. But she was telling me that why do we see the same constellations every night if we're on a ball spinning around a ball?
Right.
And I was like, huh. You're wrong, but I can't articulate why. And like I understand for us being like Northern Hemisphere, we're looking up. Like we're at the top of the ball looking up. Right? So the constellations, we see the same ones.
Yeah.
But if you're like at the equator and you're on the other side of the sun and you look up, so you're on the side of the ball looking up, surely you see completely different constellations like throughout the year.
I don't know. Like, I wish I had more memories of like being in New Zealand to contrast, because I was like the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about astrology, to be honest, to comfortably answer that question. But I do know. I can confidently claim that it's not.
Which astro did you say? Did you say astrology or astronomy?
Astrology, I think I said. Astronomy.
Is that the funny one? Astrology. It's like
astrology.
I'm pretty sure astronomy is the
astrology
science.
is a practice that interprets the influence of celestial bodies on human affairs. Yeah, I said the wrong one. Oops. The funny one. Yeah. Horoscopes and zodiac signs and all of this. Astronomy. Astro coolness. Astrobotomy.
Yeah, space racism.
Yeah. Are we in the second half?
Yeah, I kind of need to poop though.
We need to do a poo.
I need to poo into the toilet, I think, maybe.
Okay, let's put a pin in it. Do a little pee-pee or whatever you need to do.
Yes, and I'm going to
Right, I guess welcome to the second half of the cast. We head over to the suggestion thread over on the Jar Media subreddit, where you can leave any question you feel like for us to answer in future episodes.
Yes.
If you got this far into the episode, comment zing zing double zing ping. That's zing zing double zing ping. But grey tickles can get us going. What's your credit score?
9?
Mine's like 3.
9 or 10?
I did have a really bad one when my identity got stolen. That was quite annoying.
Well, that's what happened.
That's what happens when your identity gets stolen, innit?
Yeah.
Obvious Humour 6636 said, would either of you consider getting addicted to some kind of substance for the sake of the cast? I think a bath salts arc would be really fun and funny. Mindlessly, you've replied to that saying, Alex is basically on a meth arc.
I've got a new, favourite content.
What's that?
It's... There's a couple YouTubers that do this, and they read, trip reports from Reddit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, crazy.
What kind of subreddits? Like subreddits dedicated to substances type subreddit?
Yeah,
right.
That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Some of those are just wild.
They are wild, but also the way they're written is really funny to me. The lingo.
The vocabulary and the slang.
Yeah, the slang is so funny. And the existential crazy shit they see, juxtaposed to their nonchalant,
how casual it is for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of them read warnings, know what you're getting into type thing.
Right.
And it's just so funny and absurd. This one guy was describing being part of a sheet, an infinite sheet of flesh that's forever folding in on itself, and he's a part.
Do you remember
of it.
what that substance was? I gotta get me some of this.
Yeah, to know what to buy. I think it was salvia.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's intense.
Yeah, it would be. They'll say I smoked a huge bowl from my bong of salvia of 1,000x or whatever it is, and yeah. But the way they say it is so much funnier. The combination of Redditor and hallucinogen taker is a match made in heaven. It's
I saw a really cringy clip of, I can't remember which Paul brother it was, talking about his experiences with ayahuasca, which is an incredibly intense hallucinogen. He was like, yeah, it made me just think about my childhood, man. All this kind of stuff.
Right. His Disney childhood.
I don't know if... there are a few things I'd be willing to try, but I don't know if I'm... if I'm down for something like ayahuasca.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me does want to try that sort of stuff, but also part of me is because
you know people that have, and they're a little bit cooked.
Yeah. Well, the craziest ones are ones that are I smoked a fat bowl of salvia and then lived in the jungle.
Yeah.
Or what one trip report was I was a tree for hundreds of years. And I started off as a little sapling and then grew over hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And then once returning to reality, it had been half an hour. But he'd experienced hundreds
time
of years.
dilation type stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard that about mushrooms, it can do that. Where you think hours or days have passed, and then you look at your phone and it's been 1 minute. That's quite scary.
It is quite scary. That's anxiety inducing to me.
Or the people that they mess with stuff like this without doing any research And we'll just like
and
go in
jump
the deep end
Yeah.
without like
A lot of these reports are like that.
right. Yeah.
It's part of why they're
Because I've looked at
so
like
entertaining.
what was it? I think it was like r/heroin before.
Jesus.
It's crazy like how casual and weird like
Yeah.
understated as you're getting at.
Yeah.
They talk about it.
Yeah, that's it. I guess to someone who doesn't partake, it's like all of it is just inherently crazier to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. How do you feel about that idea of like you can, I don't know where you can get this done, but you can get like therapy guided, like assisted trips basically.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the thing in the UK. I've heard Americans talk about it.
well, is it like shaman type?
No, like actual therapists.
Interesting.
But I guess they're doing research into like PTSD and like certain mental health stuff. Like I guess like microdosing and I don't know. There's a whole world out there of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. But to answer the question, no.
Hell no.
Because there are, I've been so intrigued by Dave Blunt's recently. Because like,
You can't put that cup down.
can't put down the cup. With lean, I fell in love. Not only is it like the worst song ever, and like his music like is terrible. He's like a lolcow. He's curious to me like a lolcow. But like I really shouldn't be looking at anything to do with him, but I can't help it. Mostly because like he's so overweight that I'm kind of just curious by how he's A, alive, and B, is able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or like do anything. And I think it's gross to like have lean be like your whole, it's like your branding.
Yeah.
Like he's always in his like green his purple onesie that has his like cup branding on it, and then his cup with his like logo on it, and he's like always sipping lean from it non-stop.
Is he he like goes around drinking lean?
Yeah, like I saw like he goes on these like random podcasts and stuff. There was this channel with like 20k subs that showed up, and he was like a guest on it, like in LA, some random dude who was like like this white boy who was like it was really bizarre like how he was talking about like lean to him. They were talking about the lean addiction, I guess.
Right.
He was like, man, look, how are you still addicted to lean, bro? Like, how much of that you be drinking? That's expensive after a lot of time, huh? And then Dave Blunt's is like, yeah, it's weird. The more rich and famous you get, people just start giving you lean. I be going to recording sessions and they give me a free liter.
So Kanye's the plug.
So I'm wondering if like
Plug.
the lean is partially how he managed to get so big, because he probably drinks
Is
like
it calorific?
It's cough syrup, right? It's codeine cough syrup. Codeine, a drug that you can only get prescribed here, but I guess you can just buy it in America. They love their amphetamines, right?
Yeah. I thought codeine was a like heroin.
A painkiller. Because I had codeine after my nose surgery.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. So I can't imagine like in a syrup form drinking that with Sprite. So it's probably full sugar Sprite with, and that's why it's the purple branding, I guess, because it turns it purple because of the syrup.
The syrup's purple.
But cough syrup's really sugary.
Yeah, of course.
So if all day you're just sipping from this cup, you can't put it down. So I showed you the music video, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was really what got me down that rabbit hole, because I saw a clip of like a CG Dave Blunt's like flying through the sky, like doing flips.
Yeah. For me, it's when he's like sat on the grass.
Yeah, for the whole music video, he doesn't stand up once.
Yeah.
Because that's why he's kind of gone viral, because like these clips of him performing, which is like, it's all these like 15-year-old white boys that go to these shows and they will have their phones out like going, can't put down the cup. It's cringy shit, man. Yeah. So maybe I'll get on that lean arc.
Yeah, that could be your
my new one.
Your your drug for the.
But he's like on a podcast, just like sipping lean, chain smoking cigarettes, and there's like a bottle of brandy that they're like
sharing. Right.
It's just LA is something else, man.
Yeah, fuck that place.
Yeah.
Hell on earth.
Which is a shame because I would want to go there, but for the national parks, like their wildlife there is insane. But like the hub, like the Hollywood area and all that, like
gross.
The way I hear like the people described, pretty gross. Like fake and fame obsessed. Bob Candler says, which Madagascar characters are these misogynists? Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Sneeko, Aiden Ross, and the Fresh and Fit guys. I feel like
Fresh and Fit guys are the penguins.
I was thinking Fresh and Fit are King Julian and Maurice.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking Aiden Ross for King Julian. He's kind of fruity. But I kind of see what you're saying. The Fresh,
the like duology thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Fresh is Mort.
Yeah.
Who's Maurice? Fit.
No, he's too large and in charge.
No, the dude. Have you ever seen clips from the Whatever podcast? It's like a similar vein of this stuff. There's been a clip going around the other day because he had. Have you ever seen that channel Jubilee?
The like 50 assholes
50
versus
conservatives
one
against one
ordinary
liberal.
human.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Someone off the Jubilee channel went on to the Whatever podcast to do like a debate. A woman, and there was a part where the dude like brings up a jar of mustard or whatever, and like hands it to her, and she can't open it as like an own, and she hands it back, and he can't open it either. And he's like, "Well, yeah, because your hand put grease all over it. Like you need get me a paper towel to wipe the grease."
Yeah, what
off.
a fucking loser! Can't even open your own jar.
So that dude can be Maurice. Isn't that fucking cringy as fuck?
So lame. Holy shit.
What about the main four? Andrew and Tristan. Alex and Marty?
Yeah, they got to be Alex and Marty, let's be real.
Interchangeably, it doesn't matter which is which.
Well, no, Andrew is Alex. Let's be honest.
Right. Okay. Which leaves Sneeko and Aiden Ross as Melman and Gloria. Sneeko can be
Sneeko's Melman vibes.
Yeah, Melman. Yeah. I was feeling the exact same way. Even though it doesn't map that well with Aiden Ross onto Gloria, who cares?
I still think Aiden Ross is Julian.
I can see the argument, but Dr. Scanner Dolly said, Bear Boys, what are your opinions on Eurovision? I feel that in the UK it gets a pretty bad rap and isn't taken seriously. People see it as cringe and full of cheesy Euro trash songs, but don't give it a chance to expose them to great artists from other countries. Sure, it might have songs every year that are stupid, but it's all part of the fun. There's been so many artists from over the years that I found through Eurovision that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. Barbara Pavry from France, Montaigne from Australia, Go A from Ukraine, to name a few. Also, as a JARling from Swindon, it's crazy hearing you talk about it. So I saw my first Eurovision. I went to like a Eurovision gathering.
Yeah, I saw my first one a couple years ago.
If I was by myself, I'd never watch it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a fun like excuse, I guess, to just hang out for a few hours.
It needs to be like a background thing.
Yeah, and you have to have like drinks.
Yeah, you can't put down the cup while watching Eurovision.
Yeah, because like towards the end there were whole like sections where like I just left the room and just had like a conversation like in the kitchen for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just came back. It wasn't that serious, but for me, the more serious it was, the lamer it was. I wanted the Euro jank, Euro trash. That's what I was there for. Mm-hmm. And
any deliveries?
Somewhat ironically, I wanted Germany to win.
Was it?
To me, I thought they had the best song.
Yeah. Was it about
they
Red
didn't.
Bull?
I wish. And it's not just because of the Red Bull guy. I swear. But it was funny. There was a little bit of drama with like the end, the tally of the votes. Like Israel were winning by like miles until Austria took it at the end. So there was a little bit of controversy. But it was fine. It was fun, I guess. I don't understand watching it like, I guess it's week by week, and I guess they're performing the same song every week.
Yeah.
So like, I don't get that.
How was the UK's song?
Awful.
Was it? Because last year it was.
I think
terrible.
I was told that we're apparently just always awful.
Well, no, because we practically won the one in. God. We would have won if Ukraine wasn't getting destroyed by Russia. Not in Eurovision. In reality.
That's like part of it. Supposedly, is like there is like a politics angle.
Yeah, for sure. I find it funny that like for the first year they were like, "Yeah, let's all stand with Ukraine," and then it was old news come year 2. So they're like, well, no,
boring old.
Let someone else win. Come on. Yeah. But that song, to be fair, was actually all right. The star.
I like the goofier. If it can channel the you know like Coco Jambo kind of vibes. The more it was like a Coco Jambo type feeling.
Well, Epic Sax Guy. Yeah. What a classic moment.
Yeah, exactly. And there was like one about like I can't remember which country it was, but it was a whole song about like being in the sauna, like just something like that.
Yeah.
Just goofy as hell.
Yeah, but also like you can relate to that.
Can you? I think I've been in a sauna once in my life.
Yeah, but like you can
the concept. You can connect.
Yeah. Being sweaty,
being slippery and sweaty. Bilbo Smashing says, "That's it. I'm setting the record straight." In that episode, we all have our own worlds. Alex talks about his 2D soldiers existing in a 3D plane, thus being invisible from all angles except one. That's not how 2D soldiers work, Alex.
Yeah.
And you should know better, being a gamer and all. Many video games from the 90s have 2D sprites in 3D planes. Doom, anyone? In these games, the sprites always face the player no matter what angle they're seen from. Alex's 2D soldiers are not actually very hard to see, but incredibly detectable. Bear, love the cast. Also, that episode I mentioned is one of my favourites. Pod on, Pod Boys.
Wait, that's not true either.
I disagree.
With what?
I disagree. Because they're programmed to always face the player.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I disagree with that, but you're still wrong in what you said originally.
Me? No, why?
No, they'd be viewable from all angles except one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm like. They're soldiers. They're trained. That is their training, is to always stay at that angle.
So then they turn and then kill you.
Yeah, so that's what I was picturing.
Right.
So like imagine
that's a cool idea for like an assassin.
Yeah. So imagine Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Like looking at him from the side.
Yeah, he'd be invisible.
Be like basically or a line.
Would he be a line, or would he be actually invisible? If he's restricted truly to 2 dimensions, then in the third dimension he doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. The perfect 2D soldier.
Yeah, Mr. Game & Watch, an assassin.
Remember when McDonald's had like Game & Watch games?
Yeah, God, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, Bilbo Smashings, I think you're double wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong in 2 dimensions. Agreed. Bloody agreed. Gingaloid Ick says, do you guys know of the Fermi Paradox? It's basically the idea that if intelligent intergalactic alien species existed, their presence would be clear. This leaves 2 possible options. The first being that the existence of life is so rare that it just hasn't happened anywhere near us. The second, and more interesting to me, is that every time an intelligent species develops, they destroy themselves through what they create or the toll it takes on their planet, which I think paints a clear picture on what is in our near future. I honestly think that anyone who believes we will someday be colonizing other planets properly needs to be sent on a one-way rocket to Zogblaxian Prime.
Sign me up.
Yeah, I'll get to the Zogblaxian Prime.
I need to triple check this because
2D check it. 2D checkers.
I'm just doing a 3D check at the moment.
Well, I'm going to do a 2D check.
Contradiction between the high.
What are you learning?
I mean, I just think it's not that easy to find. I think if like
other life, you mean?
Well, yeah, put yourself in a different galaxy and then try and find Earth. Like when you look up, like a whole galaxy is just a dot. Right, so then you need some crazy tech to look further than that, and like we're not getting the clearest pictures, you know. I'm pretty sure that evidence of our life isn't that obvious from other places.
You're not looking hard enough into the astrology.
Yeah, maybe my astrology is off on this one, but that's my gut reaction, you know, because the vastness is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and the time frames we're talking about as well.
Yes, yeah, which is an important part, because that's something I heard Brian Cox say, was that he thinks it's with how long time is, right? Like life has existed for like a few what is it, like tens of millions of years on Earth,
longer,
but
hundreds of millions, isn't it?
I don't know if it's that long, like just life.
Right, let me do some research here. Jamie, pull it up.
Alex, pull it up.
How long has life existed? Around 3.8 to 4.1 billion years ago.
That long?
Yeah, because I was thinking just in terms of dinosaurs, there's hundreds of millions of years.
I thought it was tens of millions. Is it hundreds of millions?
I'm pretty sure it's hundreds.
And we believe life has existed for this many billions.
Yeah. The Earth itself being about 4.54 billion years old.
Wow.
So,
and the universe is what, 13.8 billion years old?
I guess that's the theory, right?
Well, no, it's like fact.
Okay, just on the dinosaur thing. The era is about 186 million years.
Okay. Or the whole thing lasted for.
Like the they call it the Mesozoic era.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs were chilling that fucking long.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So they're still like apex compared to how long we've been apex. Right?
Well, yeah, we've had no time at all.
We've had about 200,000 years as we know it.
Yeah, which is a ridiculously small amount of time. And if we're already heading for like AI detonation, like, humanity's fucking over.
That kind of makes, I don't know, that kind of makes sense to me. That like, it's like the Mass Effect cycle thing.
Yeah.
But you just reach a certain point and then just destroy yourself. and then hundreds of millions of years pass and then maybe something else does it.
I think we are just like the what's that thing Joe Rogan would always say? Like the reproductive organ of AI Darth Vader. You know?
That's the zenith.
Like we birthed a new like species. The new apex. You know, the time of man is over.
We're handing it to the
Darth Vaders.
The Autonoids.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, the thing Brian Cox was saying was that we've had, I guess, that 200,000 years, which in the grand scheme is nothing.
A blip of a blip of a blip.
Yeah. And so maybe there have been like other societies on other planets throughout time. And maybe they average out at like 500,000 years. But then the chances of those overlapping and finding each other, and it's just...
We're still at a point where like there is debate among us, like that dinosaurs were even real.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess the dinosaurs have more time to figure shit out. You know?
Yeah. And the fact like you're not actually finding their bones, you're finding like imprints basically.
Yeah. It's more like just proof.
Mm-hmm.
You're not finding them.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Don't get much
Dents in the
cooler.
rocks.
Don't get much cooler.
Da 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 da.
Right, let's do 2 more. Mindless Leave 221 has our penultimate one. Bear Gentle Burgers. Thoughts on attachment theory. Do you know anything about attachment theory?
Is this like anxious attachment and
It's that sort of thing.
friend attach?
It's a psychological and evolutionary framework that explains how emotional bonds, especially between infants and caregivers, form and impact development. It suggests that humans are biologically predisposed to form attachments to ensure survival and well-being. These early attachments influence how individuals form relationships and cope with stress throughout life. I've heard of it before. It makes some things make sense to me. That's like a theory or a way of explaining some people's behaviors sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just a theory. An attachment theory.
I feel like a lot of this sort of thing is like it's less of a science than it's chalked up to be. Like that, not to say that it's not valid, but it's very much like a theory, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we're analysing how people function.
Yeah, because I started reading this book the other day. I bought it in an airport called, what is it called? Something, Surrounded by Idiots. With like another like theory of how to categorize people into colors they do it.
Right.
It's like red, blue, blah, 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 blah.
Which is the idiot colour?
There's no idiot color. The thesis is more about trying to help you understand the kind of pockets people fall into as far as the way they communicate.
Right.
Because the dudes who wrote the book were like, they applied this through the realm of like business, I guess.
Right.
Like that's how they came up with it, is he was like interviewing some CEO type dude, and the CEO guy was like super standoffish and like an asshole. And got him thinking about like the different ways people communicate, I guess. I've only read like a little bit of it. I wasn't sure how I was feeling about it, but
is it a grind-satter book?
No, it's more about just like, but it's not really something I feel like I struggle with, I guess. Like understanding the different ways people like communicate.
Yeah.
Or present themselves.
Yeah.
That's never really been like a groundbreaking mystery to me. So maybe it is more illuminating for others who struggle with that more, but it's all just game theories at the end of the day.
Everything's just
we don't
game
know
theories, really.
We don't know shit, man. We're just kind of learning. So I'd call that an anxious, ambivalent attachment with a little hint of disorganized attachment.
Is disorganized attachment an attachment?
Yeah, it says it here. Children exhibit contradictory behaviors indicating a lack of consistent or organized strategies for coping with separation. Or some saying.
Just give me my Red Bull.
Come and just hand me a Red Bull, please. Right, let's do one more. I found a very nice one to end on. A really beautiful one to end on. Fnug's dad says, Bear, do either of the lads have a lucky number? Personally, mine is 42 for the following reasons. In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they ask a planet-sized computer what the meaning of life was. Its answer was 42. A club I frequent at uni, 42s. My current neighbourhood, the number 42, is graffitied everywhere. Even JAR, during Corncast. It ended on episode 42. I did find that weird. Then you guys did an episode 42 instead of Corncast episode 43. Trust me, now I've told you this, you'll see 42 everywhere. Even 2 weeks ago, someone's Reddit name ended with 42. Bear flippin' bear, lads. This reminds me of that Jim Carrey movie. What's it, the number...
Yeah, 21. It's everywhere.
But this is a... Right, listen. Humans look for patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice it, like, once I got obsessed with propagating this certain type of ivy, now I see it everywhere.
Yeah,
just because you've been trained to see the pattern. It's the red mini thing.
Yeah,
like, once you put that in your brain, or like you get your car and it's like a Toyota Yaris, then suddenly you're like, oh, there's like Toyota Yaris everywhere, just because you've like never caught on to the pattern.
Yeah, you're not like analyzing it. You don't know the little details,
which I think is part of why people fall down conspiracy things so often. Because it's like, look at this pattern. Trying to find like a pattern in the chaos type thing. Because you can sort of like force things to fit a pattern as well.
You definitely can.
Once you start looking for something, then you're more like looking for it,
for
instead
sure.
of it actually being like this.
Something that I find
message.
strange that happens quite a lot when I'm listening to music, and I'll like see a thing, and then in the song there'll be like a lyric that matches the thing I've looked at. Or the other way around, where like I'll hear them say a word and then I find like that thing.
But again, that's just the same thing of like being made aware because of a stimuli.
Yeah. Like I'm the one making the link.
But I did find that quite weird though, because I've always loved that as a section of Hitchhiker's Guide. The number 42 being the supercomputer number that it just settled on, and the fact there were 42 episodes of Corncast.
It means something, right?
It's got meaning, dude. I attribute meaning to it. Or something. Once you say or something, you start seeing something everywhere.
Yeah. Once you start drinking Red Bull, you start seeing Germans just everywhere.
But I don't have a lucky number.
No, I don't either. I buy lottery tickets every now and again, and I never win, so I don't have a number that I think works for me.
My lucky number!
My lucky number? My lucky number.
Actually, that's not how statistics work, please.
Actually, Don't you think statisticians are just the biggest losers?
I actually find it quite interesting.
Fucking loser.
I love statistics.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love statistics. I've got a little statistic for you.
1 in 5 people drink Red Bull.
1 in 5 people can't put down the cup.
It's probably higher, to be honest. I just realised we've got that that lean lighting today with the fucking purple.
Yeah.
The Dave Bonds episode be like, shouldn't support him. He's a very bad individual or something.
Do you think?
I mean, he's like ghostwriting for Kanye.
Do you think he ghostwrote the song? No.
Oh, right. Maybe. Did you see people, I don't know who organized it, but like a ring of people like joined, I don't know if they literally linked arms, but they formed a circle around Diddy's star in Hollywood. His Walk of Fame.
Oh, right.
And sang that song.
The HH song?
Kanye's HH song.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's turned into this whole like free speech bullshit.
Yeah.
It's really fucking embarrassing.
I feel like the whole free speech thing all along was this. This is what it was about. It was about this and the M word. Like,
I want to say whatever slur I want.
I want to be a fascist though.
Yeah.
Pussies.
Anyway, I guess on that lovely note, 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3. I have a willy and 2 balls. 3.
A willy and 2 balls.